Bro, I need a haircut. Here's how I like to view purpose. Each of us have a core desire, which is our purpose. Core desire. And surrounding it are layers which restrict and cover our purpose. These layers are constraints, and our goal is to remove these layers to reach the core, to reach our purpose. So for example, maybe right now for you, the constraint is being broke. So your current purpose, the layer that you're on, is business, for example. Layer, business. Once that's done and you're financially free, this layer will dissolve away. Then maybe through the business process, you didn't really take care of yourself, you didn't get much sleep, so your mental health is kind of trash now. Maybe the next layer is mental health. And etc, etc. Each layer freeing yourself a little bit more until you reach the middle. Imagine years honing a martial art. Imagine months spent in a foreign country learning a new language. Imagine a decade building an online community. Always chasing freedom with this childlike mindset of just seeing what you're capable of doing. You probably felt this as a kid. A constraint can even be as simple as just, I can't dunk a basketball. So you spend an entire summer break working up to it. And I think this is why I have so many random hobbies like chess, Rubik's Cube, card magic. Because at the time, that was the current layer. This is the thing that I need to know right now. And each layer comes with a main flow state task. Flow state task basically meaning a task that requires a lot of concentration. The main task that will always kind of put you in the zone. And there's probably one task that you do quite frequently that always puts you in a flow state. For me, it's writing. For martial arts, it would be training. For the business, it would be, doing the deep work. Then once you've broken through all the layers and freed yourself from all mental, physical, financial, spiritual constraints, you would have reached the middle and fulfilled your unique purpose. And I don't know how it feels because I'm only maybe 1 or 2 layers down. But I know that it's an internal feeling. It's this feeling of peace, of freedom. And you know that happiness and purpose doesn't come from the external world because there are happy people living in slums in third world countries, and it's pretty common to see a depressed millionaire. So we know that happiness doesn't come from the external world. It doesn't come from money, women, or status. We know that. So why do you still chase those things? We chase those things that don't actually make us happy because we don't know what to chase. That's why, especially with my generation, everyone seems so purposeless. Because we have that core desire and the layers surrounding it, right? But then social media and society and other influences put new layers onto us that aren't authentically ours. So let's say that these are the authentic layers. Well, social media tells you to look like this. Then your parents tell you get good grades. Then you see your friends in the rank certain shoes. And then you see me in the YouTube channel and you think about you make a YouTube channel and Andrew Tate talks about, you should smoke cigars because they increase your testosterone. And then soon, these form new desires that cover the core desire. Every time you open the Instagram or TikTok app, consciously or unconsciously, a new desire will form in your brain. A desire that isn't authentically yours. And that covers your core desire. It just adds more layers. And if you're in school or working a job that you don't really enjoy, that's probably because you're fulfilling somebody else's desire, not yours. That's why people can be unhappy even if they're making progress in life and even if they've got things that on paper should make them happy, like a high-paying job or good grades. Some people work their whole lives for that and they're still not happy. Think about the depressed millionaire. Because they are making progress, yes, but they're making progress to fulfill a layer that isn't theirs. And if you're making progress to fulfill a layer that isn't yours, it's as good as making no progress at all. Bars, bro. Personally, I know so many people who don't actually give a shit about school. They're just in school because of the Asian why you know doctor kind of culture. They don't actually care, but they don't know that desire for school was implanted onto them by the education system or by their parents. They genuinely think it is still their desire. So analyze your desires because some of them might not be yours. And of course, not all of us can quit our jobs or drop out of school and shove a finger up the principal's ass, but that just means you're gonna be living a suboptimal life, not to your purpose, but living for someone else's purpose. So we need to strip everything away, strip away everyone else's desires. We probably can't find your core desire, the thing in the middle, but we can find the current layer. Here's how. First, we need to limit input. And what I'm about to say, 99% of people watching won't do this. Right? I promise you, you're probably not mentally tough enough to do this. Turn off the Wi-Fi. Remove technology. We need to limit the input going to your brain. Sit alone with at most like a pen and paper and ask yourself this exact question: what is my current constraint? What is the thing blocking you from like getting to the core? When I realized that my desires weren't actually mine and I'm just in school because, I'm like forced to go to school, I was like, okay, so those aren't my desires. What is my actual desire? And I was like, just teaching, improving myself. Okay, so I started this YouTube channel. And so for the first time, I removed all those bullshit layers and just worked on the layer that was authentic to me. So for a while it was YouTube, then I hit 100k subs, and then the layer kind of just dissolved away. But I still wanted more subscribers, which is normal, right? But then I asked myself, is the biggest constraint the fact that I have 100k subs and not 200k subs? Probably not. And this developed a really important mindset, which is you are only as free as your weakest trait. To help you visualize this, think about a chain. You know how chains are made of many like links? If all the links are made of metal, right? But one link in the middle is made of paper, the chain is only as strong as a paper chain. Even though all the links are made of metal, as long as one of them is really weak, the whole chain is weak. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and you are only as free as your weakest trait. It doesn't matter how strong your strongest trait is, because imagine an obese billionaire. He's financially free. His finances are like here, but his physical health is like here. He's like so fat he can't even look down and see his own pee-pee. He's not actually free. He's financially free, but he's not physically free. And if you're not physically free, no amount of money in the world matters. Is the biggest constraint for him the fact that he has 3 private jets and not 4? Probably not, right? And the exact same thing is true for me. Is the biggest constraint the fact that I have 100k subs and not 200k subs? Probably not. So when I analyzed my life and looked at really what's the weakest thing in my life, it just came down to my physical health. That's really what I wanted to level up. So use the theory of constraints to analyze your life. If you look at your life and your fitness is really good and your finances are really good, but you have no friends, you're really lonely, then that's your social life. That is the thing you should be leveling up. And the way to tell that this is your authentic purpose is when you look away, you can still feel it. You can still feel that constraint. So for a lot of guys, your social life is fine, your studies are fine, but it's your physical fitness. And you know that feeling when you look in the mirror and something deep inside you says, I don't like how I look. That's when you know it's authentic. It comes from your soul telling you like, bro, this is important. I need to stop being ugly. I need to be healthier. And you can try ignoring it, but when you're alone, like late at night, your brain will come back to make it apparent to you. That's when you know it's actually something you should focus on. That's a constraint worth lifting. So that's the step-by-step process of how I found my current layer. When you find out your current layer, you need to align as much of your life as possible to it, 100% if you can. Like when YouTube was my current layer, all my thoughts were YouTube. Every step, every decision, every breath was YouTube. When I was in the shower, I was thinking of YouTube. When I was walking to school, I was thinking of YouTube. When I was in class, I was thinking of YouTube. Even for the past week, this video has been like kind of my mini purpose. Like this video has been my only thought for the past week. I've been just wanting to make this video as good as possible. Align as much of your life as possible to your current purpose. I love this little 5-word line from Alex Hormozi that you can use. This is the season of. If you're broke, this is the season of business. If you're fat, this is the season of fitness. It really helps me because it puts me into this mindset of like, for this period of time, just a while, not forever, this is the focus. Just this. Focus on just, getting rid of this layer. All my focus should go to this one thing. Every thought, every step, every breath. Align 100% of your life. So it all starts with right now. Forget about implanting new desires. Focus on output. The reason that a lot of people can't find their purpose is probably because they're looking for it in the wrong places. You're watching YouTube videos, you're reading books, but purpose isn't something that comes from the external world. That's why I've been saying this whole video. It has to come from the inside. It doesn't come from watching another rough video. It comes from journaling and journaling and journaling and really analyzing what you believe about yourself and really analyzing your desires. Because a lot of your desires, I'm going to say this again, a lot of your desires aren't yours. Sit alone for hours. You should use the weekend for this. That would be really good. And just journal and ask yourself, what is my current constraint? What is the weakest link in my life? If you lower down the volume of the world, turn off the Wi-Fi and just sit alone, you'll be able to hear your brain, your heart, your soul, whatever it is. You'll be able to hear it, and you'll hear your purpose call to you. Not from the outside, but from the inside. You can literally do this practice in the next 5 minutes and learn more about yourself in those 5 minutes than some people do in years. Because for once, we're finally getting rid of all those bullshit layers and focusing on the ones that actually matter. It just takes 5 minutes of intentional thinking. Analyze your desires, remove the bullshit ones, find the current layer, align 100% of your life if you can to that layer, and break through it. Take action. My throat is so dry. Wait, hold up. Let me get some H2O. ASMR. All right. I've recorded this video like 2-3 times. One, because I want to get my thoughts just right, because I think this video is super important, because it's like a really big topic and a lot of people struggle with this. And also because the sun hasn't been around for like a week. So I was like, I need the sun, this vibe is so good. It really gets me in like the video making mood. So I've just been waiting for the sun. Today finally the sun came out. Look at that. Yeah. Alright. And yeah, go find your purpose layer, bro. Alright. Give me a kiss.